Howdy, this is Mr. E. I just wanted to touch base with you guys. Thought we'd start talking about a few things. One of the tools that that I was shown how to use was not doing. And it's kind of hard to explain because you can't really. There's no really words for it. It's something your body does, not your words. So kind of hard to talk about it. It's called not doing though. Doing would be what makes this ring a ring. What makes this glass a glass. We're constantly doing, and what makes that certain relationship the way it is. What makes car a car, makes, it actually determines what your reality is going to be like. So that's doing. What we want to practice is not doing. And this will actually keep you in health too. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. The secret to longer health is not what you do, but it's what you're not doing. So doing is what makes us who we are over and over again. It makes who you are for me and who I am for you because of your doing. If that makes any sense, it's kind of like the internal dialogue. It's already always listening is what Landmark would call it. And I'm using Carlos Castaneda and excerpts from that to explain it because I don't know how to talk about it. It's just like crazy to talk about because it's not in the realm of the ordinary. So it's not really done by words. So it's done by feelings. So anyway, we listen with our feelings and see the average man. Let me just a bunch of notes here. See, talking about doing always seems to confuse the subject because there's really no way to talk about it. It just is action oriented. So if you go look at a tree, to look at it is doing. To see it would be not doing. So what you're doing is when you see the essence of the being, and the tree is a magnificent being. So a man of knowledge knows that the tree is a tree because of doing, and if he doesn't want the tree to be a tree, all he has to do is not doing. Can you see? So that's what we call seeing. You see different perceptions of reality. The tree may not be a tree because you're not doing. Or this is how he can create miracles as well, is because of our not doing. He can actually use not doing to create miracles because see, there is really nothing out there. It's your attention that spins this into reality, and it's your listening. You're already always listening. That makes this table a table, and this shirt a shirt. These glasses, nice blue aquamarine glasses. But we could. It's our doing that spins it in reality because we all have agreement that that's what these things are. They're aquamarine blue glasses. And so it's hard to change that doing because it's almost set in concrete because that's how everybody sees it. And so you've got to, it creates like an egregore Anyway, that's kind of hard to break that, but it's possible, and we can actually create miracles because of how we look at things. So if we start looking at things, it's not looking at things; it's just not doing. It's see, every time you talk about it, it just gets confusing. So the world is not what it appears to be, but the world is the world because we know the doing involved in making it so. If you didn't know the world's doing, it would be different. So, without this certain doing, there would be nothing familiar. So, if we didn't have this doing going on, nothing would be familiar. It'd just be like kind of chaos. In order to break free from this matrix and stop the world, we must practice not doing, and then we can see. To break free from this separation programming, we must unite everything. After all, when you can see, you know what it is, that it is all one anyway. These are just notes I wrote down when I said I was going to talk about not doing, and I wrote a ton of notes down. This is all and once you can see that, it's also your gateway to power. To an average man, cares if things are true or false. And he'll act accordingly, like an average man will act accordingly to the true or false things. If it's true, he'll take action because he believes in it. And if it's false, he'll just kind of let it sit there and not believe in it and not even look at it again. But for a warrior, he'll take action either way. He takes action in his doing, and he takes action in his not doing. So maybe if I explain it a different way, recognize that the world is a feeling. When one is not doing, one is feeling the world. One feels the world through its lines of energy. So there's certain. We'll have to go through the truth awareness. I'll have to do that, and maybe that should be a first video before I even do this. But the truth of awareness. There's lines of energy lines running throughout the world. That's what makes the world the world. And if you can see, you'll see that. And we're all connected by these energy lines. It's energetic. See, to break free from this, we have to break free from our normal, boxed-in reality that we've been taught how this is. We're in a prism. So you got to not do. And then when you not do, you break free from this prism. What it does is stops the world, so the world quits being how it's supposed to be all the time, because you're not doing it. I don't know if that makes sense or not. That's what it is. So, to practice not doing, we could, when around other people, we don't try to convince, sell, cajole, manipulate, or any of the stuff we have learned how to do. That is doing. So, because we all have a certain way we treat people to get what we want, right? So, the narcissist or the petty tyrant will practice all these manipulation tactics and stuff to get what they want. And it's a practice not doing when dealing with others. We present the essence of the subject matter on their bodies. So, their cells, their DNA. Who cares if they understand? Their body will get it. Who cares what the human thinks? Just talk to the cells and talk to the higher being. Talk to the essence of the person you're with, and they'll understand. This is how we communicate. This is how we've always communicated in the past, before the Tower of Babel, when we started speaking these stupid languages that don't, they're half cocked, and so we used to talk in essence, and there comes a time when you don't even have to use language, and you just can telepathically communicate because you're so connected to each other. You know exactly what people are saying. It's operating at the speed of gravity or the speed of thought, which is faster than anything. So, can you see? I know it's the warrior. He'll apply not doing to everything in the world. He applies it to everything in the world. This is the playground, and we don't have much time because we're all going to die. So you got to look at that. Death is the player. You got to let your body discover the power and the feeling of not doing, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. We could do a practice like take how we look at ourselves, and then the practice is look at ourselves in the opposite light. Each of those would be doing, but sooner or later you're going to realize that both of them are a lie, and that both of them don't have any business being here, and you can just you'll see what's unreal, and so. What it will do is it'll remove the veil of what's unreal and what you're actually caught in. You're caught in a dream, and you're caught in the unreal reality of it. So if you look at yourself and then start looking at yourself the opposite way, you'll eventually realize that both ways of looking at yourself are unreal, and then the veil will lift. And then you'll be able to see. I'm trying to teach everybody how to see. And not doing is a huge step in it. Because and it's so hard to talk about. It's so simple to do, but it's so hard to talk about and communicate. And it's complicated to do because we have this natural, automatic thing going on where we don't want to do it because we'll always be so busy with all of our doings that we don't have any time to not do. What's that? How could I possibly not do? I'm too busy doing. That's the average man. I've got, cause I'm that way too. Everybody is. So you have all these doings. How can you possibly not stop and not do? So it's hard. That's what makes it so difficult. Is that we're so accustomed to doing, we don't know how to stop and not do anymore, and it's really a mind fucking twister. Just it'll take your mind and twist it, but I'm telling you, it's going to escape all this BS that's going on. There's a bunch of stuff. There's mind control. We live in a weird freaking age, like back in Atlantis times, where they had mind control shit flowing through the air and trying to control the population, trying to doing experiments on the public. What in the heck is wrong with you people? I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't want to go into it. I'm not doing that. So I look at the essence of it and I know that I know where it ends up, so good luck to you. You're not getting through this gate. So let's say that doing or not doing is more of a mood. It's like a mood. You feel it. It's a type of a language. It's an implicit acceptance of the world with no ordinary meaning. So a kind of telepathy. It's a mood. So that's what not doing is. It's kind of a telepathy. It's actually literally a telepathy. So I'm teaching you telepathy here. Um, it's not based on actions rather than thoughts or words. And so consider that these are, are no material objects at all, only different vibratory frequencies. Everything around us, there's nothing material at all. It's just a different vibratory frequency. So, a person is not a solid body, but an energetic egg is how a sorcerer sees them. A vibrant energy is an energetic egg of vibrant energy. When you can see a person like that, you'll know that you've always seen them that way. And to see them in another way would be a lie. It's just kind of fucking so trippy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but when you can see, you'll be able to see it. And not doing is the practice we do to be able to see. It's because it stops your internal dialogue. This is how the sorcerer gets to silence. This is one of the tools we use to get to silence. And the silence is an accumulative process. So there becomes a moment in time when you reach enough. There's a threshold. You reach the threshold of enough saved up silence or something like that, and then all of a sudden, boom! The world stops, and you'll get a glimpse of beyond the veils. And it's so hard to explain. I don't, I'll go take some DMT. That'll show you. I don't know what to say, but that does show you. But you don't need to take that to do this. That's why I'm saying you could just practice not doing. And also there's some other tools we have too. It's not the only one, but this is a very powerful one. So, dreams are like not fantasies, but a real space where we can act in a conscious way. So dreaming is another tool we use, and it's actually the literal space that, because we're not doing, so we're not doing and dreaming as well. And dreaming, what I mean by dreaming, I think it's like a meditative state. You put yourself in a meditative state where you're the dreamer, and there's the dreamer and the dreamed. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Anyway, our perception of reality, mentally or physically, is just what we focus on. So whatever we focus on is what it is. What we give ourselves attention to. Whatever you put your attention on is what's spinning it into reality. It's what really exists out there is true perceptive chaos. It's just a bundle of chaos. And this is where your axis of power comes into play, is you can choose which bundles of fiber you access. You can take a look. You can look at which timelines to proceed on. This is what they mean by looking at timelines. They're just looking at the energetic fibers and seeing which stands out to be your highest potential, and they're selecting those fibers. That way, you're not altering your destiny, but you are taking your path to the highest potential. So that's what it means to see. So you'll be able to guide your own reality through this quagmire, whatever the fuck this is. It's like, whoa, what in the heck did I get myself into this time? It's kind of cool though. Once you realize this is a very magical place, it changes everything, and it gets to be kind of fun. So because even though things can get very scary sometimes, it can get kind of crazy, actually very crazy at times. And when you're bumping around timelines and dimensions and you're all over the place. See, there's energetic centers. They call it the bands of man, but I think they call them chakras. There's like 7 chakras, but there's actually 8, and they call that the bands of man. And after the 8th chakra, you're no longer in human form. That's what the sorcerers teach, and so that makes sense. That does align. That's in alignment with the chakra system. So a warrior has all the chakras open, and we practice energetic hygiene to keep all those chakras open, so we can perceive all levels of the being, and it's considered the totality of oneself. So we have to open all of them to become a hollow tube and experience reality uninhibited. So it's just a full blast flow of energetic fibers running through you. But see, you've got to practice. This is part of the practice, not doing. Then once you be able to see, you'll be able to choose which path you go on. And you'll be able to see, if you can see, there's fibers out there, so you can choose which fibers are lighting up. Those are your timelines, and those will be your highest potential, and you want to select those. This is just another way of looking at it, what this ascension stuff is all about and everything. But it's because this is nothing new. It's been happening for a long, long time, and the Toltec sorcerers knew about it, and they taught this stuff, and it's probably some of the oldest stuff there is out there to learn, but it's very magical, and I just love it. I can't get enough reading of it, and I don't even read anything anymore because it just got quantum. It's hard to read stuff anymore. I sleep with it and absorb the stuff. Like Ashiana Dean stuff, and I like the Toltec teachings because my higher self was a Toltec master at one time in the past life. So anyway, because what we'll find out if we're looking at these, we can choose from an infinite number of fibers, and I've already talked about that. It's just then we're not caught in the law of action and reaction. So we're not caught in we're not caught in being at the effect of everything. We actually gain some power. It's their access to power. So now you can actually live powerfully and choose. It's a whole different perspective. And now we're not stimulation response. We're actually powerfully selecting our timelines and which way we're going in the world. And it's the world of doing is cause and effect. That's just plain and simple. That's what that is. And so okay. So when we practice not doing, when around other people, we've already talked about that. So we're going to put that away. Let's see. I have to look at my notes because, I'm always not doing, so I don't remember any of this stuff because who wants to remember anything? I do. Well, remembering is a different word altogether. We'll have to talk about it. See, this not doing, it leads to the secret of the power of silence, which is another tool the sorcerer uses. And a warrior can go into silence at any time, on any street corner, just like that. Snap of the fingers, you can go into the dream and take care of business in a different reality. So this is the warrior's weapon. It's his tool. is silence. Silence is of vital importance. Not doing is the key to reaching silence. Uh, See, a warrior looks at life as a challenge. When we look at life, everything that's happening is a challenge. And it's just another challenge. Whereas a normal man will look at it either it's going to be a blessing or a curse. But a warrior looks at everything as a challenge. So maybe we're coming up against a petty tyrant. Well, that's just another challenge. A petty tyrant isn't just another word for a narcissist or a psychopath. Um, and the thing is, I was shown you got to go tango with the psychopath. And then when you're going to learn a lot because you're going to learn how to master your emotions is what you're going to learn because the psychopath's going to push your buttons like crazy. And and some of them it's kind of dangerous because they are psychopath. They will kill you. So you have to be very careful, and you should be under the guardianship of a master if you're going to tangle with a psychopath. Try a narcissist or something. A little bit, scale it down a little bit. Somebody can't see past the front of their nose. There's plenty of them out there, especially in Salt Lake City, Utah. Because damn, I'm telling you, you'd see them driving down the street. Whoa, 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 whoa. How many are there? Take your pick. Which one do you want to tangle with? So I'm tangling with that now. But you know what? You learn a lot, and you learn how to master your emotional body. You learn how to control anger and fear, and it's really is a good practice. And you learn extreme amounts when. I think the most I learned is the petty time. See, the sorcerer and the warrior knows that this battle is about energy, and that petty tyrant doesn't. So that's your one up on him. This battle is about energy, nothing else. There's nothing else in the world. There is nothing else. It's all energy. So once you realize that, what is everybody fighting for? There's endless amounts of energy. You can't kill it. It just changes form. So what is I don't know whatever all this separation is about. It's the biggest program running. Everybody's separated, but everybody's not. So it's just like crazy. This is a crazy world. So that's another point. To accept the world as a mystery is basic to being able to keep going on this path of the heart. It's just a necessity. You have to accept the world as a mystery. It is not what it appears to be, and it's not going to be this. It's not going to. Sorry, I just felt the presence of something. So. Anyway, I'm tuned into energy, and I like what just there was something that brushed past my being. I didn't like it. I don't know if you saw it on camera or not, but there was something there. Anyway, your ticket to admission to this other world that I'm talking about is inner silence. That's your ticket to admission. You'll be able to see once you stop the internal dialogue, and it's just as simple as that. But it's not that simple. It takes lots of practice, and it might take you years to get there. I'm just telling. It took me years to get to internal silence, and I still don't accomplish it all the time. I have to build it up and build it up and build it up. So, but I can do it automatically nowadays, and just go into silence and into the dream, which is a very good tool to use when you're stalking yourself, because pretty soon you're going to realize that all this stuff that is showing up out there is just an aspect of yourself, because you are everything. You are the all. You are the universe, and everything that's showing up in it is yours. So why are you going to hate yourself? That's my question. Why does everybody hate themselves so fucking bad? I know I did. I'm a black magician, just as, I mean, I had the filthiest tonal when I started this practice. I had to clean and clean and clean and clean, and I'm still cleaning. It's just filthy. So I'm no angel. I was stuck in a black hole. I was down there so dark and so deep that this stuff they have nowadays is merely sunscreen. So that's the darkness you can calibrate now is merely sunscreen to where I was at. And it took an angel of light to come down and pluck me out of there. And so I'm very grateful to that being for coming and doing that, by the way. So, but there's another thing that being in that much darkness taught me a lot. And very powerful because of it, because there's a lot that's where you find your gifts. If you look at your shadow work, that's where you're going to open up and see your gifts. I know nobody wants to see them. Nobody wants to look at that side of themselves, but it exists. And if you look at it, that's where you're going to find your gifts. That's where you're going to find your abilities, your superpowers. Hell, that's what's going on here. The superhumans, the superheroes are being born now. So because there's all this tech coming out, and so there's going to be a balancing. There's always a balance, and so because I don't know if anybody else has been hit with this electronic harassment bullshit that's going on. What in the flip is that? And why would you do that to yourself? It's just crazy. I think it's some kind of AI thing going on. You know, of course they want you to think it's your neighbors, and once you pick up a machine gun and start just killing everybody or whatever. But whatever. You know, I would listen to a scrambling frequency on YouTube just to get rid of the thoughts that they're putting in your head. Because they have V2K, and they're using it on entire cities now. So don't think that you're not. It's just that I'm aware of it. See, everything's energy. I can hear it. I can see it. I can taste it. I can feel it. I can smell it. It's just you know, I can feel it. So that's what not doing is I'm not doing this world. I'm not doing it. So I hope this makes sense. It's so hard to explain not doing, because you really can't talk about it. It's really more of a hell. Just open your heart. If you open your heart, you take the path of the heart and get this puppy open. It's gonna remove. It's going to spin off all the density off your light body. You're going to be able to see. And you're going to be able to see reality as it actually is. And, you know, I'm not at full-blown heightened awareness all the time yet either. I'm only at temporary heightened awareness, because I fall back into the dream as well. And so it's, you know, I have to constantly wake myself up. And, but see, I've been doing this for years and years, 20, 30 years. I've been an indigo. And I was sent here to bust this system up. And so I did. And they didn't like me. That's why I'm a targeted individual. So whatever. um, it is all energy, so I can see everything. I can see it coming. I know who they are. I know what they're doing. And I know why. So just whatever. See, that's the thing is they don't understand that this battle is about energy. And the sorcerer does. So we're going to talk next in my next video about the somersault of thought into the inconceivable. The somersault of thought into the inconceivable, and what that actually means, and how magical that really is. And this part of not doing, really, because not doing, it opens you up to it. You remove the veils, you can see a different reality, and where anything is possible. You can choose your reality at that point, but you have to quit doing, because doing is what hey, I'm guilty of it. I do all day long, and it's so hard because it's just automatic. We've been brought up this way. It's just automatically wake up and you start doing. It's ground into it's in your bones. You know what I mean? It's in your DNA. It's just ground in there. You're going to start doing as soon as you wake up. And that's actually what makes you older, too. The secret of youth is not doing. I'm just telling you. You can actually gain your youth back by not doing. So, like I said before, once you reach a critical mass, the veils lift and you can see. So your habitual view of the world will break apart, and you'll be able to see a different magical place. And you'll be able to see these timelines I'm talking about, these energetic fibers that are running along the world. You'll be able to see which ones are standing out, which ones are brighter, and you'll be able to select those and take that path, instead of the path you're usually doing. I don't know. The whole fucking place is going off the edge into the abyss. Why is everybody following this? You know what I mean? Hey, come on, let's jump over this cliff. What? Yeah, well, everybody's doing it. Look, we're going to the abyss. Come on. It's like, well, no, I don't think so. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about not doing, and I don't know if I'm going to read all the rest of my notes. I think maybe that's enough. See, that's what we want you to do, is open up your perception to a different reality where anything is possible. And this place is actually a magical world, and it's not what you think. It's not what they taught you it is. They haven't been telling you the truth ever. When they're talking, they're not speaking the truth. I don't know if you can listen from here. Listen from here. This is where you listen from. It's your throat chakra. You'll be able to see and hear the truth, and you'll be able to speak it too. It'll be automatic. And man, some people are not going to like you for it. I guarantee it, but it will be the truth. And they'll be able to, everybody knows the truth when they hear it. So I've been in a lot of trouble because of it. I have gone to prison and dragged all over the freaking country and all sorts of shit with the feds and because, man, those guys, I'm just telling you, what in the fuck happened there? I don't know, but who cares? Whoever's running this show, your days are limited. I'm just telling you, everybody's waking up and they're not going to put up with this shit. It's not me. I'm not the rebel. You guys did it to yourselves. But this is another way to look at it, though, too. Evil doesn't show up unless it has to wake your ass up. That's why it shows up, is so you can wake up. So you should be grateful for anything that shows up that seems like it's a tragedy. Remember, the warrior just looks at it as another challenge. That's all it is. It's another challenge. No matter how hard it is or how easy it is, it's a challenge. And there's really only one challenge anyway, and that's your death. And we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow or something. I thought I'd just start posting some more videos, so I want to thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll try to keep them coming. I'm traveling right now. My mom passed away, and I'm dealing with that, and it's kind of crazy. And who knows? I'm taking my highest potential possible. So I'm learning a lot. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way. So I wanted to share with you some of the tools that I'm using to get the highest potential reality I can get out of any situation I'm in. So I'm using not doing, because remember, doing is what you're doing. You're doing it now. Trust me, you're doing. Otherwise, you'd see a different world. So that's all I have to tell you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave some comments if you have some questions. We do have, we're doing some energetic work, and me and my wife, we're pretty good at it. And we could help you out of any type of situation. I've been around a lot. I've been in a lot of shit. I have gone, like I say, I've been in the black hole, where it's blackest or blacker, black. So I can pretty much see how to get out of anything. So if you have some questions about all this ascension stuff, or you're getting scared, or maybe you've been the targeted individual or something like that, we could help you with that for sure. I can show you some few tricks to use and regain your power and your composure and get on with life, and show you how to live powerfully through it. So this is something they don't teach. So why don't you just leave a comment? You can hook up with me for a free 15-minute consultation or a 30-minute consultation. I'll go 30 minutes, and then just go to my website, pathoftheheart.net. That's pathoftheheart.net. And you can go ahead and sign up for a free consultation. We'll talk about whatever situation you're in, and we'll be able to help you. And maybe we could get you on the show, too. Anybody wants to come on this show, we could go live and talk about some stuff. So that's an option, too. I think we're going to start doing that as well. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. And we'll talk to you later.